What's going on, guys? BOR Leclerc here, and today I'm going to be discussing ways that Codys can improve F1 2018 for obviously the new game that comes out later this year. Well, where do we start? Probably best place to start would be first thing that they need to do is introduce a system where the drivers that go crashing into folk deliberately on a consistent basis get paired up with each other, and all the clean good racers like myself and loads of you guys as well get paired up with each other without obviously the noobs that crashing taking us out and all that. So I'm not sure how to word it, but I've seen other games implement similar things where you get basically paired against people who are clean, fast racers like yourself, or if you're a person that likes crashing into folk deliberately just to piss people off, then you get paired against other people who do that as well. So that's one way that they could basically improve F1 2018. I mean, I've seen a lot of videos go on about how they could improve F1 2018 over 2017, and but all those videos have been based on career mode and shit. And I just think now that people are making those kind of videos, Codys are gonna effectively focus all on that and not enough on multiplayer, which is the bit that kind of let 2017 down. Because from a personal point of view, career mode was very good this year, so there's not really any need to focus on improving that for the time being, at least. So I think it's this is why I'm making this video, to basically point out that the stuff that needs fixing for multiplayer. So as I've said already, the system that basically puts all the clean drivers with each other in one section of the game, and all the dirty bastards in a separate section away from all the clean racers that just want to have a race. Another thing that could be done, and it's probably the thing that would fix the game almost instantly, and that is dedicated servers. That's right, there's loads of games out there on Xbox One, at least. I'm not sure how it is on the PlayStation side, but if you go on to Xbox, there's loads of games out there that have dedicated servers, and those games very rarely have any issues with multiplayer. Occasionally the servers will fuck up a bit, but then that's to be expected, because you can't expect everything to run smoothly all the time. But at least if F1 2018 had dedicated servers, then the multiplayer would probably be almost perfectly perfect for having very little amount of issues. So yeah, so we've touched on two things there already. Another thing that I think would that definitely needs fixing, just to add a bit of realism for league racers like myself, is that if they could just finally fix the goddamn safety car, and the VSC for that matter. Because there's been so many times where if someone leaves the session, it triggers a VSC if you're in a league that runs safety car. Obviously, the footage I'm showing you here is from AOR, so there's no safety cars there whatsoever. So if you fuck up, that's it. You're basically screwed. So it would be nice if they could fix the safety car, because then big leagues like AOR could then implement safety car rules, meaning that if you do lose your front wing at the first corner, even if it's not your fault, it's not necessarily race ending sort of thing. Another thing that really pissed me off quite a bit in recent times is the default setups. Because basically you'd be racing through a sprint lobby or something, and then all of a sudden you either get just the default wings, or you'll get just a full-blown default setup. It's happened to me quite a lot recently, and it's just been pissing me the fuck off. So Codys, if you're watching this, mate, at least try and fix the default setup. I'm not sure what causes it, but it is just downright annoying. I mean, could you imagine that happening in a league race? I mean, technically it did happen to me in a league race, because it happened when I took the win at URL Mexico. Like, I ended up with a default setup glitch then, so, which was kind of annoying. But I think with the Mexico and URL, I think everyone in the lobby had the default setup, because otherwise I would have been a lot slower on the straights than what I actually was, you know, so. But anyway, yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, it's like 5 a.m. here, and I haven't exactly had much sleep, so I'm just trying to think here. What else we need is basically tyre wear glitch. I've seen that happen a few times. I've only weirdly seen that happen on the PC, and obviously because it's like, obviously the only times I've seen it has been in videos from other YouTubers. I'm not sure if that's being caused by something that I do know that happens on the console side, where if you do restart a lobby, that when you're doing a custom multiplayer race, like as you've probably seen, like Arav and Tom 97, they had a tyre wear glitch where basically they started a race with 97% tyre wear or something ridiculous like that. Anyway, so the thing I think that's caused that, and to be fair to Code, is I actually think that's probably an Arav and Tom problem rather than a Cody's issue. But then again, as I said, I don't know the ins and outs of it, but it's happened a couple of times when I've been playing with people, and it's just been a case of you're not creating a new lobby as such when you're restarting a race. That's why the tyre wear is still bad, because, like, I'm trying to think how to simply explain this. When me and my friends have been doing co-op and we decide that we have to restart the race because of a bullshit glitch of some sort, if you don't create a completely new lobby, then you will be given the tyre wear that you had when you left or when you basically quit out of the session that you were in beforehand. So if that's what Arav and Tom have been doing, then yeah, if you two are watching, you need to create a new lobby rather than just starting or restarting in the same lobby, because that's what's probably causing your tyre wear issues. Anyway, trying to think. Another thing that would be good, like to see in multiplayer at least, is the trying to think. Yeah, if they like this is sort of to do with their dedicated servers as well, but like if they so they had dedicated servers for like just your regular online playability, but then they had a special set of servers that like a top of the line stuff that like I know this sounds a bit stupid, but like top of the line servers that very rarely fail, just specifically for league racing. Or if not that, at least have a section in the game on multiplayer called League Racing, where basically you can go in and like there's a guy that's appointed moderator for that league, and he can, you know, apply any extra penalties that need to be applied based on what's happened in that league's steward inquiries. So if a guy does drop a position after being given a post-race penalty by the league stewards, they can amend that inside the like league racing section, like in the league racing lobby sort of thing. Like I'm not sure if this is making any sense, but yeah, if they had like a lobby, like, because obviously you go into your F1 multiplayer, then you have public, you have custom, and then you have online championship. What I think they need to do is have a bit called league racing, which is like where basically you get the best servers that the game has at its disposal for like league racing only sort of thing. And like even if like, because like I see like things like iRacing do this, where like for these like league racing servers you have to pay like, I don't know, like £1 or something, like, or something very cheap, just like to host a special league race lobby sort of thing, where you get the best servers that the game has at its disposal, while everyone that's doing the public lobbies and all that shit, basically they have to deal with just like, you know, still good servers, because as I touched on earlier, like we still want dedicated servers even for the public lobbies, but like I think if like they had a premium section just for league racing, where like the owner of the league pays like £5 to host a season of league racing, and basically it's sort of like iRacing, but like but like it's on the F1 scale sort of thing, which would be a lot better, to be honest, in my opinion. Because although like some people might not be happy about having to pay a couple of pennies extra, like for hosting league racing when they've already paid like £50 or so for the game, depending on where you live. But like it's a good idea, because like you don't see people complaining about having to pay money to host the lobby on iRacing or whatever, so I don't see why it can't be implemented onto F1 for whatever reasons. Another thing that I think they need to do is basically I don't know how to say this without pissing off young people. I'm young myself, but I'm not as young as quite a lot of people that play the game. But I think they should have a thing where basically, like before you play multiplayer, you've got to like prove that you can race clean, like do some sort of like evaluation thing where it basically like tells you like whether you're like eligible to play multiplayer. So like if you like, so you have to do a sort of test of some sort, and if you fail the test, which quite a lot of the noobs that like crashing into people will do, then they won't be allowed to play online or something. So it basically, because as my friend F1 Ben 23 has said, he's always said that basically they shouldn't be allowing people under the age of like 14 to play the game online, at least, because all they do, all the people under that age group, basically they just go and smash the fuck out of people, and that's just annoying. So my friend Ben basically suggests that like, yeah, what they should do is ban people under a certain age from like playing multiplayer, or at the very least have a evaluation where like you have to prove that you can race with like, you know, like to a certain level without like smashing people off and incurring penalties and shit. Because like then that will make it a lot funner for those that you know, like want to race like seriously sort of thing. Because like it's no fun if you're racing in a competitive manner and you get some fucking toss pot that smashes you off. So like, yeah, I think they should have a thing that basically stops kids effectively from coming and smashing into folk. A way that they could probably do that is just simple. Like a way that they can simply sort that is put in the alcohol sponsors on the game, make the game 18 rated or whatever, and then bam, that's it. You've got rid of all the kids that are, you know, that are too young to play it and all that. So yeah, that's the way that they could do that. Trying to think. Yeah, I think we've touched on quite a few good points there. I might follow up this video with another one, because I'm looking at the timer and the video is getting on a bit here. I wanted to keep it short and sweet. So if I do come up with any other ideas, I'll follow it up with another video. If you guys have any ideas on how to improve multiplayer, then feel free to sound them off in the comments down below. I do check my comments regularly and I do try to reply when I can. So yeah, that's going to wrap up the video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you haven't already for more F1 content, and I'll see you next time.